What's up, guys? It's been basically 2 months since I've uploaded on this channel, which sucks. Every time that I say that I'm going to start uploading more frequently on this channel and start putting out more content, doing more covers and more vlogs and all this other stuff, it doesn't happen. So let's just be real, that probably will never happen. But the reason for there being such a gap in uploads on here is because basically every ounce of free time that I've had over the last couple months, I've spent preparing for the launch of my new band project. So in case any of you haven't figured it out yet, or haven't seen it yet, or haven't heard about it yet, I am in a brand new deathcore project called Gravebirth. And we are actually sponsored by Chugcore. That in itself has been a very big step for us because I've never been sponsored by anything before when it comes to any of my previous band projects. So that right there is huge. But yeah, I figured I would bring it on this channel and tell you all on here in case some of you don't have me on Facebook, or some of you don't have Facebook or didn't know about this yet. This will give you a chance to look it up and possibly give our page a like and listen to our stuff that we have out. So anyhow, this is going to be a little bit of like a story time sort of thing as to how Gravebirth came about and when it started, how it happened, the whole process behind kind of what we've done so far. So some of you guys might remember a project that I had over the last couple of years called Chronic Decay. Brandon and I had decided to bring the project back. We were going to reunite under the original lineup of Chronic Decay, but what we were going to do was basically rebrand the project altogether, start under a new name, kind of redefine our sound, and just start from the bottom and just kind of revamp everything. So after a couple months of trying to come up with some names, we settled on the name Gravebirth. And this was actually before Infinite Annihilator put out their last album with Unholy Gravebirth on it. So no, we did not take that name from Infinite Annihilator. That was not our intention. We thought of that before that song title on that album was even released to the public. So that was, Infinite Annihilator had nothing to do with that. We were going to rebrand under Gravebirth instead of Chronic Decay. But after like 6 months of, you know, hyping it up on Facebook and, you know, it's going to be a new beginning, it's going to be complete reinception, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. Brandon and I had very conflicting schedules, and there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes in our personal lives and in Brandon's school endeavors and my work schedule, and there was so much going on outside of what we were posting that were just preventing the entire thing from happening at all, or at least to the extent that we wanted it to. We wanted to make it a live band. That was the big picture, that was the big dream there. We wanted to finally be able to play together, or at least I did anyhow. That's what it seemed to be. But Brandon is going away to college for a while. I think it's like a 2 or 3 year school. I think he said he was going to after he graduated high school this past year. And so that would put a damper on everything. We wouldn't be able to play shows because the college he is going to is literally on the other side of the world. So that was going on, and there was a lot of issues that I was dealing with, and you know, he lived a lot farther away from me than just 2 hours away in Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? He lived in Atlanta, Georgia. I live in Western Pennsylvania. That's quite a haul. So that was another thing that kind of led to, you know, some negative thoughts towards it. And honestly, we had a very long phone call one night. We just both mutually decided to just put Chronic Decay to rest and not even continue with it, and just kind of split and goes in separate directions musically again, but this time was basically for good as far as that project goes. A few weeks later, I kind of reconnected with a buddy of mine, Brian, who was in Vanquish the Populace, and he is currently in the Immortals as well, because we had kind of conspired a little bit as far as another project went you know, a few months before that ended up not really happening. I was supposed to do vocals over the next Vanquish the Populace EP, which I think was supposed to be the last record from that project because he was going to the Immortals again. Things were going on with the whole Chronic Decay thing, and it led to me backing out of that project. So we hadn't really talked musically in a while, so I got a hold of him and I was like, hey, do you want to start working together? Do you want to start writing some music and see where it goes and see what we can do here? And he was down for it. He was excited about it. He really wanted to work with me, it seemed, because we didn't get to work on the other thing together. So we started talking and started coming up with a musical direction and coming up with our own sound and like what we wanted to sound like, how we wanted to deliver this. We started talking names, but we decided to just carry on the name Gravebirth because I didn't get to use it for anything since the project that was going to be Gravebirth disbanded before anything was even released to the public. Months and months went into writing a couple songs and compiling lyrics and recording, tracking, mastering, everything else. And fast forward to August of this year, last month, from when this video is being recorded, I ended up in contact with some people from Chugcore Promotions, which is one of the biggest promotion labels in the underground scene. And I sent them our finished product of our first single that we were planning on putting out, and they ended up loving it and they wanted to sponsor us. So we got our debut single released August 18th through Chugcore called Virulent Transmissions, and it is doing insanely well as far as anything that I've ever put out personally. It's doing very, very well. I think the video right now has over 2,300 views and 130 some likes on it right now. Our band page is over 200 likes already. That happened within not even a month from the single coming out. So it's just, I mean, I know that's not a whole lot. That's not, you know, huge compared to a lot of other bands and projects in the scene right now, but that is huge for me. That is something that I could never have fathomed happening so fast on anything that I've ever put out. So that's huge for me. So I'm going to put a couple links probably in the description. I don't know if YouTube does annotations or anything anymore. I heard they got rid of that. So look in the description or look for some sort of pop-up on the screen for something clickable to check out our band page and check out the single Virulent Transmissions on Chugcore. I am planning to have a second single released with this project. I'm hoping before Halloween, because this other song that we're doing is actually very horror based. If you've remembered anything from my lyricism in Chronic Decay, you know I love to write horror based stuff. You know, I'm a horror movie guy. Hell, we used Hellraiser samples and stuff from Bray Wyatt on the first Chronic Decay EP, so that's kind of my niche. I like to write horror based stuff, and this one is, in my opinion, going to blow away the first single that we've done, because I just have a feeling that it will. I want to try to get a lyric video done for that. I want to try to get that out, I'm hoping by the end of October. I don't know if that's actually going to take place or not, but we'll see what happens. So keep an eye out on that. Keep an eye out on Chugcore's page. Keep an eye out on my personal Facebook, the band page, anything else that you can possibly think of. Our single is available on Chugcore's YouTube page. It is available on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Play. Honestly, it's available pretty much anywhere you can find music on the major platforms. It's out there everywhere. It's for sale, it's for stream, it's for everything. I will see you guys hopefully a lot sooner than I've seen you in between uploads this time. Keep an eye out. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.